Good morning, friends. Welcome to Knits by Scent. This is Cynthia, and it's Sunday morning. I'm still doing Toure de Toure de Fleece. Actually, having some fun with it. So, my last video that I uploaded, which was Friday night, I did say I was gonna make a video on Saturday, but it didn't happen. Matter of fact, I think I uploaded it on Saturday night. I think about it. I think I uploaded it last night, yesterday. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do an update of everything. Right now I'm in my weaving room. I'm working on my third project for Toure de Weave from last week, which is the blue shawl, and it's just a tabby weave, and I had to warp the Heddle one string at a time, but I got it done, and I got it done right. I just took my time. It didn't take as long as I thought it might, but it's just a plain weave back and forth, just letting the color do its work. Sometimes it can be a little bit boring, but that's okay. I still enjoy it. Whoops. Let me put my cards up. So I'm going to start with my knitting project. Not that. This is the yarn for the shawl that I'm working on. It's the colors. Might be able to see it better on this side maybe. And I'm actually using the shuttle stick that comes with my 28-inch knitter's loom. And actually it's working pretty good, because when you have to use a shuttle stick and it's really big, it can just get things smacked all over the place. All right, so I'm gonna start with my knitting works in process, or my WIP. So I'm making a pair of gloves, pair of mittens, actually, not gloves, but mittens. And so this is where I am with the first one. Let me do this. So I put this one down for a little bit so I could work on the cuff of the second one. And I'm doing this magic loop thing. Sorry, this string actually goes to the thumb. There we go. This magic loop thing. It's a little, I mean, granted, I haven't washed it or anything yet. Actually, I think it'll fit my hand really good. So I'm not done yet. I have to do 10, well, the pattern calls for 10 rows, and I'm just looking down because it's like, oh, do I have the pattern in here? Of course I don't. It's, I think, downstairs. So I'm on that part, and then you start to do the 10 rows, and then you do the fingers. But what I'm gonna do is just keep going and decrease somewhere around here. Somewhere around there. I saw a pattern somewhere, and I'm sure I can find it on YouTube if nowhere else, how to do the closing of the mittens and then go back and do the thumb. So this is the first glove, and this one, I still have it on the DP ends. I need another hand. Then I have to make another glove. All right, so I still have these on the DP ends. Yep. These cute little wooden DP ends that I got from Maryland Sheep and Wool. One of them is stabbing into another side. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So 20 rows of that. I mean, you could do, I think the pattern says 2 inches, but I just figured, let me just count the rows. To me, it's easy. Like however many rows, it makes 2 inches, give or take. So that's what I came up with, was 20 rows for me. So that's the knitting pattern project. And let me go over my other two weaving projects from last week. So this was, one second. Let me show you. Hold on. This is wool. I got this yarn, the weft and the warp, from CC Wools up in New York, Guilderland, New York. It's a cute little yarn shop. So if you happen to be in the New York area, Capital District area, go check them out. Fun ladies. They have yarn for yarn and weaving stuff and knitting stuff. Your yarn shop. Not, I don't want to say typical because it's not a box store. It is a personal owned store, and it is so cute. And they do classes and things like that. I didn't get a chance to do a class because it was my first time there, but I'm sure one of the times when I go up to see my kids, I will incorporate that into my visit. I'm sure I will. But anyway, so this was one of the two yarn projects, if you will, that I got. I don't want to say it was a project. It wasn't like it was a kit. I should have grabbed this first. Hold on. Oh yeah, there we go. And I showed this before. It's been a minute. So it's like doesn't look very pink in the camera, but it is a pink color. And then we have, this is the weft, and then it makes this beautiful thing. Soft too. So actually I can tell you which, the yarn is called Bamboo Bloom, was the weft, the one that's on my shuttle. This is the second one I got. And then I have a cream color warp to go with it. So yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the green one this week or not. Because actually probably not. Because what I'll talk about what I want to do for this week as far as weaving in a minute. Let me stick to what I'm talking about. Oh, I sat on it. That's funny. And this is the second baby blanket. I do have to handle this part. I've got a knot. I'm gonna finish knotting the ends. I did put a hem stitch in them on the ends, but then I need to knot them and like really trim them short. I don't know how to. And if it's really short, it's not like it's gonna wrap around the baby's neck or anything like that. So I have to do it for both of the blankets that I made. From a distance, I mean, in the camera, I can see it looks like a zigzag of the gray and white and the blue. Like it just naturally had woven that way. I guess that's the right tense. And the blanket is 36 inches wide, and I think it's 36 inches wide. Yeah. And then the body, I think, was like 50 or 55 inches long. So they can have these blankets hopefully for a long time. I do have to wash it as well. Okay, that was my weaving. Now for my plans for my weaving for this coming week, I need to warp up my 48-inch loom to do the double blanket. I might do that later on tonight. I did say I was going to make a video, which I will, but I think I'm going to use my other camera and do it that way because I'm not going to videotape the whole thing. My hair is sticking up. It's like giving myself bunny ears. That's funny. Whatever. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I'll probably use my video little camcorder thing that I have. Because it's easier to make a video while I'm making the video. If I need to pause or stop, I can pick up where I left off. It's just getting it uploaded to YouTube. I gotta take the thing out, the chip out, and stick another. It's a bit more of a process. And if I don't have the adapter piece, I can't do it, so I gotta make sure I have that. But anyway, so but it's gonna be a double weave. I'm sorry, a double wide blanket. And it's probably gonna take me more of 2 weeks to do. I'm thinking I don't want to rush through that project because if I do it out of sequence, because I have to use two heddles when I'm weaving it, if I do it out of sequence, it will mess up, and I might have a meltdown. I did practice to get the concept because I couldn't see it in my head, and finally found a video where someone did a really good job of showing like when you're weaving it through, as far as like making sure the one side, for me it's going to be my right side because I'm right-handed, make sure you have one side that's going to be open, so you're not making like a sleeping bag or a tube, and the other side would be closed. And I was just like, I couldn't see it. So this is why, again, I got the samplet loom, is so that I can practice making things like that. And I like I said in my other video, I made the mistake of taking it, at least I think I said that, made the mistake of taking it to my knitting group at the library and kind of got a little distracted and lost where I was, and I messed it up. And it wasn't a whole lot, and I just undid it, and it was like, okay, I understand it now. All right, because warping the loom and getting the heddle dressed correctly, when put what string goes into what hole and all that correctly, that part I got. That wasn't my concern. It was more of the weaving process of the blanket, because there is a sequence you have to follow. So I'm not going to rush with that. So it may take me longer, and plus it's going to be a bigger project. And then I do want to make mug rugs. That's been on my list of things to do. So I've been watching a couple of videos, and I have some books. I'm just got to choose the right pattern. I haven't decided yet. I think I may have possibly narrowed it down. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know. But I'll figure that out today so I can get the small loom. I'm going to do that on my 10-inch samplet, so I can get that warped up and ready to go. And then for this one, my knitter's loom, just for, if nothing else, just an easy weave. This is the next shawl or wrap colorway. So I'm gonna try that direct warping again, and hopefully I can do it without one string at a time. But if I have to do one string at a time, whatever, it worked. The ends are still tied, nothing's cut. I know there's a video out there on how to do it correctly. I'm not sure what I did the last time because the strings were cut. So anyway, it doesn't matter. But this one, it's on there, it's working. That's that. All right. So I'm gonna set this here for a minute. Okay, so that's it for weaving. And then the next thing is my spin from last week. I still have to give it a bath, a little soak. It looks like spring flowers. I did notice one problem, and I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it, but this came a little undone. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I have to figure that out, and I will before I put it in the water. But anyway, I was watching this young lady. Oh my goodness, I can see her face, and I was trying to spruce. She does weaving. She went to school for like art stuff, and she does a lot of like weaving on small looms. Not my favorite, but she does a lot of like pictures with weaving and stuff and like that. And she was doing one that I was watching last night as I was drifting off to sleep. she did a picture of a meadow. Basically, she had hand spun some yarn, some wool yarn. I'm assuming it was wool, and the colors looked very much like this. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. But I have a different plan for this than making a picture, um, a meadow picture. But one of the things I do want to do is eventually like weave a picture to hang on my wall. I'm not there yet, but I think I'll do it. But this is, I like it. It's very springy. Yeah. Springy color. So this would be, great, especially in the beginning when it's still cool outside, because my plans for this to be another wrap for me, or a shawl or something like that. And, when it's still cool, but it's becoming spring, or is supposed to be spring, or whatever. And then I can, toss that on. So I did spin that up with my support spindles. This was one of them. This is the one I played. This is my new color, yarn chicken with, and I won that one. And I had my other bottom whorl, which is my favorite one. It's in my other room right now. And I had planned to apply them on my spinning wheel. When I actually started to, so I was getting ready to start spinning on my spinning wheel, which was in my other video. I realized that I was missing the barrel nut to keep it from, moving. And I found that. So I was like, great. So, because I was losing the spindle chicken game with this one, with the plying, because it was a lot. I mean, it was a lot. You'll see it should be in the other video. And I still had a lot more to go. So I never really explained how I got it off. At least I don't think I did. I probably should watch that video because I don't remember everything I said. But basically, I put my the two bobbins that the yarn was on, the single plies were on, and had it behind me, out of the way, clipped the clothespin, had that in my hand, and just went around my thumb and my forearm like this until I got it all off the bobbins, and then I connected it to the leader, and just got it on without like spinning it anymore. Just got it onto the bobbin. And then when I started to, I do remember saying in the video, I'm gonna finish trying to apply from that point on, because they were still connected to the bobbins. There was still, some yarn left to be plied. But I just kept adjusting the tension, and it just kept wanting to snatch out my hand. I would like loosen it up and do the things. I was just like, I'm too tired for this. I'm too tired for this. So what I did was, and it broke. So when it broke, I was like, fine. So then I just took this one, my favorite drop spindle in the whole wide world. I wish I had a second one. I just finished plying with this. I should have taken a picture of what was left. It was still quite a bit, not quite as much as the first one, but it was still quite a bit of yarn on here that I needed to get onto the bobbin. And then once I got it onto the bobbin, so these are 3D, nitty knotty. I feel like I say that wrong all the time, but sorry if I do, don't scream at me, I'm sorry. But anyway, so I got these off of Amazon. I have two that can be, supposed to be 18 inches, and it's about 18 inches, I would say. And then, I wrapped it around. Now, I will say that I am having trouble with the math. I've seen a couple of different videos that give you two different answers, and I'm like, so I don't know. I don't know how much this is. But basically, I did count how many wraps. It was 84 rotations around this. And this is 18 inches. So I think it said like 200 something, I think. But I'm not sure. So I don't know, do I count it one? And if that's the case, it would be 84 yards. If I double it, it's 168 yards. So I don't know. Can somebody help me? Can somebody please put in the comment how to do the math to figure out how much yardage I have for my yarn? Because like I said, one video said you just count it once and that's what you get. So if you got three wraps, you got 3 yards. That's I don't know. Doesn't quite make sense to me. And math and I aren't always the best of friends, so you know, and I was tired and whatever. So that was last week's spinning. And so what I did was for this week, this is my theme for and it wasn't my original theme, but I decided I was on a tweed kick with purchasing wool with tweed, like tweed. So I had purchased, this is half of each of these are half of a ball. So I got 2 of each color and they're all 4 ounces each. Yeah, that's a lot. And then that was, these were smaller, the pink, green, yellow, red. Yep. Those were, I think, 1 each. So what I did, so I took just one ball each, split it in half, and then split it in half again. So this is the other half of the second split. Yes, because the first half is I put back in plastic bags. So this is the second half of the second split. That's is that right? Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So, goodness gracious. So this is the other half of the ball itself, right? So then I split the ball. That's one half. This is the other half, and then I split it again. So this is the second half of that second split. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And so what I decided to do this time was to make rollags. I wanted to play on my blending board a little bit, but I didn't want to like over blend it. For one thing, I didn't want to end up blending the little tweed specks out, which I guess it would be really kind of hard to do that in all honesty. And I hope I just messed up my order, but I'll figure it out. So I only did 2 layers. This was the very, very first one. Look how loosey-goosey that is, but that's okay. It makes spinning easier. I only did 2 layers and I didn't do them very thick, and I did that on purpose because I just wanted the spinning to be as easy as possible with it. And I also wanted to try to make sure that my stripes stayed, I mean, it's gonna blend over a little bit, of course, but I wanted the stripes to be seen. So there we go. I can see them. So I made 9 with that first quarter, 9 rollags, and they're about a good, I don't know, 12 to 15 inches. It's quite a bit. And I just, like I said, I only did 2 layers. So it was like, you know, blue, gray, pink, blue, gray. And I did that. And then I did that for 3 because I just did like the lower part of the board, anywhere from like maybe a half down, if that much. I didn't use the whole board when I did it. So, and then I just would rotate it to, you know, then the gray, pink, blue, whatever. So I kept rotating how I was doing the stripes, and I did that on purpose so that as I'm, I guess I wanted to do it that way. I was just like having some fun with it. So this one ends in a gray, and I believe, because I have a picture of how I had these in order, so I can go back to my picture. But basically I wanted to make sure that I was starting with a different color, which it actually should be blue, and then continue. So like that. So I'll go back to my picture as a reference to figure out which order it's next. And I have actually 5 more, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is the 4th one that I didn't finish yet yesterday. And that's where we are. I'm using my second favorite spindle, support spindle. It's this one. And I probably will, I might see if I can apply it with just a regular bobbin. We'll see. We'll see. Or I just might go back to my handy dandy drop spindle that worked great. So I will, this whole half here might actually be this week's project, and then the other half might be next week's project. And I know that Toure de Fleece is only 3 weeks, so it's possible that I might not get to my other tweed packs for this time around, which is okay, because this is actually, or even the other balls of this might not even happen, which is also, again, it's okay. I might continue to spin it after the fact and just keep working on it, because I do have an actual project in mind for this. So I know I'll probably continue to work on it, and then I also keep playing with my blending board. I'll probably just keep doing the same thing, honestly. So yeah, so that's the updates on the project front. And so yeah, I was like, let me just go ahead and do a combined video for today. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm actually gonna sit out once the sun stops baking my front porch, because today it's going to be in the highs of 80s, which is nice. And then the shade is even cooler than that, which is nice. So I think I will probably sit outside today and do some spinning. Yeah, but for right now, I want to finish up this project as much as possible. I still have about maybe 3 layers of material left to weave through before I'm done with this, and I take it off in whole 9 yards. And I have a lot of projects that I need to wash and finish prepping up and put my tags on. Like my friend that I'm making all these for, she's like, make sure you sew your tag on there that you made it. I'm like, yes ma'am. So I have to do that. So yeah, but it's all good. So that's my update, and I actually am keeping the video under 30 minutes. I got 2 minutes to spare, more or less. All right, I hope everyone is well. Please continue to keep in your hearts and minds and your prayers the people in North Carolina, New Mexico, and Texas who still are reeling from the horrible floods and just the devastation that they are enduring right now. So yeah. All right, everyone. Do what you love, whether it's knitting, crochet, weaving, spinning, tatting, all the things yarny fun. All right, till the next time, guys. I'll see you later.